Welcome back. This is the second part of the Recession 2023 video series. In the first part, I have talked about why the America is heading towards a recession, what is the overall economic situation in America, and what you as an international student planning to come to United States for their studies in 2023 or onwards should do to better prepare yourself for the recession. In this video, I'll talk about students who are already in United States. Either they are planning to graduate very soon or they have already graduated and in the very early stage of their career. What should they do? How should they prepare themselves for the recession? So if you haven't watched the first part of the video, please watch the first part because that will give you an overall picture why America is heading towards a recession. And if you have already watched the first part, then let's continue. Now let's first talk about the students who are in scenario 2. The students who are currently in the United States studying on F1 visa and they are very close to their graduation. There is unfortunately not an easy way to say that, but you guys are really in an unfortunate situation. You will be graduating in middle of the recession, middle of the time when unemployment will be all-time high, middle of the time when the job market will be broken. So here are some of my suggestions which can help you save your career. And these suggestions options are of course based on the history from the last 2008 recession. The whole idea basically is you have to stay in United States legally during the recession and not violate any of the law, immigration law. How can we do that? So my first suggestion to you guys is consider delaying your graduation. Yes, it is possible, it is hard, it is disheartening, and surely it will put you through more pressure, mental as well as financial. But believe me, you need to buy some time. Otherwise, it's too risky. Let the ripple of the recession damp down. Let the economy recover. Let the unemployment cool off and the job market open up. And you will be fine after. Now, if you are wondering how you can delay your graduation, there are basically many ways. One, if you are already enrolled in a program with a thesis option, ask your thesis advisor to extend your graduation for another semester or even a year. And if you are enrolled in a non-thesis program, try to convert it to with thesis program like MS with thesis. And that's how you can delay your graduation. Two, enroll in extra credit or extra course. If the thesis option is not available in your department, in your program, then you can take always an extra credits or extra course, and that will help you stay legally in the United States. Of course, it will be more financial burden on your shoulders, but at least it will serve the purpose. Three, take the semester off. Yes, that is also possible. Not all the universities and all the programs will allow this, but this is worth exploring. You basically have to talk to your graduate or undergraduate advisor, whichever is applicable to you. Universities generally do not promote this because they lose the tuition fees for one semester. But hey, this is worth exploring. I have personally known many students who have done this in the last 2008 recession. So this is very much possible. You can skip a semester. Four, start a new internship or extend your existing internship if you are already doing one. So this will be a tough one. Finding an internship in the recession is not easy, but not impossible either. So try to find an internship and it will help you extend your graduation. And if you are already in the internship, already doing one, you can talk to your employer and ask them if they can extend your internship for a semester or even a year. And that will help in two ways. Number one, you will get the desired time, so you will not graduate in the middle of the recession. Two, you will develop your very strong ties with your employers, and later on, once the recession is over and your internship is also over, you can get the job with the same employer. So it's not a bad option either. Now, for if any reason you cannot delay your graduation, or if you have already applied for OPT and very close to graduation, the second best choice you guys have is start seeking unpaid employment. Remember, OPT condition only says that you have to stay employed for at least 20 hours a week or more in the primary field of education, and you have to start your employment within the 90 days of start of your OPT. It does not specify whether the employment has to be paid or unpaid. So very much possible you can do unpaid employment or a volunteer work. Now let's see what kind of unpaid employment or volunteer work you can get. One, you can always ask your department for a unpaid TA-ship or volunteer TA-ship. This is very much possible. And the best part of this is all the universities that offer the TA-ship are E-verified employer. Now for this, you have to talk to your chair and explain your situation and basically have to convince your department chair that you need a volunteer TA-ship. Two, you can also start a volunteer RA-ship or unpaid RA-ship. with a professor in your department or in any of the department in your university. This goes the same as unpaid tutorship. If you work on a volunteer basis on a university campus with any of the professor in your field of education, you don't have to think about e-verification or e-verified employers. Professor can write you an employment verification letter, and that's good. That's all you need. It means you are employed voluntarily on campus with an e-verified company, and you will not be violating any OPT or any immigration rules. 3. Join a startup or a very small business. These type of startup companies you typically find in your university itself. These startups would be working with professors in the university on a very small project. Nobody knows them other than few people in the department. Go approach them. Tell them that you are willing to help their business and you will not seek any salary from them. All you need is employment verification letter in return, and it could be volunteer unpaid employment. But remember that startup, that small company or small business has to be e-verified. Alright, so these were the few options for you guys. But if you neither want to delay your graduation nor want to start an unpaid employment, then the third best option for you guys is start a new program. If you are an undergraduate student, start looking into the master's program. If you are a master's program, start planning for the PhD. Enroll in the next course, in the next program. The whole idea is you want to stay in United States legally and not violate any law during this recession. By doing so, you will spend next few years earning your next degree. And by the time you will graduate, again the recession will be long gone and you will have a higher degree in hand. And that is really not a bad option. I know many students do not want to go through this route, but believe me, this is not a bad option at all. And last, if you do not want to follow the third suggestion either, you don't want to enroll in the new program, then the fourth suggestion for you guys that I have is change your degree into a dual degree. Convert your existing degree into dual degree. For example, if you are enrolled in MS Computer Science program, you can convert it to MS MBA dual degree, which usually takes 3 years to complete. Usually, all the dual degrees take longer time to complete. Few such dual degree combinations are MPH MBA, JD MBA, DMD MBA, MD MBA, and so on. There are many other as well. Remember, this option is not available to all the students in all the universities and all the programs. But if it is available to you, it is worth exploring. And the last point goes without saying, start saving money for the difficult times ahead. Make sure you have 3 to 6 months of survival money in your pocket all the time. And finally, do comment in the comment section and let me and others know how do you plan to navigate through these difficult time of recession so that other professionals can read your comments and connect with you and you guys can navigate through this difficult time together. Good luck.